everybody, welcome back. I am the Gerbil, and thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk about Boss Nass, who just came to the game. I really like this character and his kit, and I think that CG is doing something a little bit different here, and the modding is going to be a little bit more unique or different from what we normally do. So in this video, I want to give some farming advice. I whaled a little bit, and my advice will be that you should not whale on this character, and I will explain why in a second. I also want to talk about the kit, not a kit reveal, but a bit of a kit analysis to lead us into some mod recommendations that are, of course, subject to change as we do not know what the rest of his team is going to look like, other than the fact that they're Gungans. So let's get started, shall we? Before we go into this, though, I want to remind you that if you don't know, or if you don't know, I have a $100 thank you for watching giveaway going on. On March the 8th, I'm going to input everyone who signs up, spin the big wheel, and pick 5 winners at random. And I will shoot you a message in either the game or in Discord, wherever you want. And then I will ask you for your email if you are a winner. And then I will give you the choice of an Apple $20 gift card, a Google Play $20 gift card, or an Amazon $20 gift card, trying to, hopefully help anyone out here. It is no commitment, of course, required. No like and subscribe necessary, though I hope you do. And I just want to say thank you to the community, as I recently hit 1 million views, so thank you. And while I'm on the topic, Nooch is also giving away, I believe, 10 Lightspeed bundles. So jump over to his channel, find the video, sign up. It's happening this weekend. All right, let's get started. Boss Nass. So this character, that's my favorite animation in the game right there. That really is. I absolutely like this animation. Cracks me up every time. And I love that we got the sound effect to it. I have been wishing forever that when you scroll through, you get more character sound effects, and lines from the movies, right? I mean, imagine how epic it would be to hear Darth Vader and Palpatine and all those as you go through, not just some random echo chamber stuff that we got. Anyway, so farming, do not whale, do not whale, do not whale, do not whale on Boss Nass. Why? Because without a Gungan team, he's very likely to be highly ineffective at the moment. There may be some niche places he fits in. Who knows? Maybe in Arnold's 6 or 7 hour stream, they figured something out. But without the rest of the Gungans, he's probably going to be highly ineffective. So there's no rush to get him. Secondly, the Marquee event is structured very, very differently. Each star of boss you achieve unlocks a new tier, and for each of the 7 days of this event, each tier can be repeated with varying results, meaning like tier 3 gives you some legacy gear for gear 1 through 11, or actually it's like gear 7 through 11. Tier 3 gives you some chirotechs. Tier 4 gives you some gear 12 level finishers. But what's interesting is that tier 3 and tier 4, each day you get an additional 5 shards per tier. So if you unlock a 5-star like I did today, and I whaled, I spent about 6,000 crystals to get up to my 5-star. I got 5-star. I was able to play tier 3, tier 4 as soon as it refreshed, which is midday for me being in China the future. That was lucky for me, I guess. Anyway, that is going to give me an extra 30 shards per tier. So if you get to that level, then you're getting an extra 60 net shards over the course of the week. And then on the internet and the web store, there is a 5-shard bonus that I don't know if this is a one and done or if it's every day, probably a one and done. But also as you complete tier 3 and tier 4, you get another 10 shards each. So the point is you're going to be able to get potentially a higher star and more character shards than most marquees. And we've still got 4 months-ish, maybe 3, before Jar Jar Binks comes to the game, which means this character will likely be the first that's farmable, or in the shipment store. So there's no real reason that I can see to spend money on it, because A, you got time, B, he's not going to be super useful without his full team, and C, If you do just take him to 4 stars, you're going to get access to more shards here and in the web star. If you do go ahead and take him up to 5 stars, maybe that's a whale. I don't think so. If you've got the reserve of crystals and you don't mind spinning them, dump them in there, go to 5 stars, get the extra tier 4 stuff. Who knows? So, but anyway, let's move on, right? Kit. So this kit is pretty cool. It is thick. It is absolutely as thick as Boss Nass is himself. So I'm not gonna read this. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to underline relatable things that are kind of trending throughout the kit, which includes the shield generator summon character that you're gonna get. The third column here is the Relic 7. I can do that 7. The Relic 7 base unmodded stats for Boss Nass. So just looking at this immediately, we can see a few things. Like speed is 177. That makes him the 52nd fastest character in the game. That sounds slow, but consider there are 262, I think, at present, which means he's not actually that slow. He's in the top 20%. So let's look at some trends and see where we need to mod. Obviously, right over here, you can already see I'm suggesting protection, speed, potency, crit avoidance. Yes, you heard that right. Let's explain why. Let's start off with the green, protection. So if we read this, I'm going to go down each column, and I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to read the underlines. Nass recovers 30% protection, gains 10% protection stacking on his basic. That's pretty cool. All allies recover 20% protection. That's an AoE protection recovery, which would include himself on his first special. In his unique, Nass loses 75% of his health, but then gains that much protection. So you might say, yeah, you want to mod him for health. I don't think so. I think you still want the protection. I'll explain why. I go on down. It says that whenever a Gungan ally loses turn meter, they gain 10% of their current max protection, stacking. So you want more max protection. Gungan allies on the leadership have 30% more max protection. So right there, you want protection so that you gain 30% of whatever you mod him for. So yep, that's going to be a lot more valuable than gaining 16% health. That becomes 16% protection. Also, in the leadership, they gain 50% bonus protection up whenever an ally falls below 50% health. That's, remember, bonus protection. This is not protection up. This is bonus protection. So that's based on your protection, I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong. Then the last one there says Gungan allies gain 1% max protection whenever the shield generator loses a stack of recharge. That sounds really small, but if you read the full kit in detail, that's going to add up rather quickly. So, Boss Nass's Relic 7 health and protection are equal, almost equal, 56 to 57,000. So if you put a health mod on him, you're going to gain 16% health. That becomes 16% protection. If you put a protection mod on him, you're going to get 24% protection. 16 or 24. And if you put that mod on there, then the leadership, I do believe, comes in after the mod is calculated, which means he gains 30% of that 24%. So it stacks up pretty quickly. So protection. You're going to want lots and lots and lots of protection, I believe. Second thing is speed. Now, this is going to be a really fast team for several reasons. First special is going to give your whole team 25% turn meter. That is like, if you have a 320 speed character, 25 speed is the equivalent of another 80 speed on top of that, right? It's just instant boom, there it is. Basically, you're running 400 speed if I'm doing my quick math right. So that's huge. It's a big turn meter jump. His second special is going to remove 25% turn meter from the enemy. So let's say you have almost equilibrium in speed, but boss takes a turn, you've just jumped ahead. If boss manages to take another turn, reduces the enemy's speed, the differential between you is starting to grow. Yes, those are dependent on his mechanics, but it goes on. Whenever boss uses his basic, he's going to call a random ally to assist. When that random ally assists, they're going to imply speed down on the enemy, which is another minus 25% speed. So not only can he take away 25% of their turn meter, his basic is going to enable you to reduce the speed of your enemies by 25%. And then whenever the shield generator is defeated, you gain another 50% turn meter. So while he is already in the top 20% of the game, you want him even faster so that he does his one of either of his specials, likely to give the whole team a turn meter boost to get out ahead, or remove enemy turn meter again to get out ahead and to stay ahead by putting the speed down on other people and stuff. So I think speed is going to be very, very important. Now, potency is really interesting. At Relic 7, he has 96% potency. That's pretty high. I mean, that's like really high potency, which means I do not think you should aim for a potency primary on it. I think the protection is going to be more valuable, or arguably a tenacity. But you may be like, what about all those underlines that say inflict offense down, inflict vulnerable, inflict expose? In the leadership, whenever a Gungan ally attacks out of turn, they inflict speed down, which that might be him when he attacks out of turn, but that one isn't really for him, it's other people. Well, the reason I say you probably don't want a potency primary or mod set even is because in his unique, it says that at the start of Boss Nass's turn, this is every single time he takes a turn, he gains potency equal to half of the percentage value of his current percentage of protection. That's confusing. What it means is you take whatever your protection value is. Let's say you're at 100% protection. He gains half of that percentage value in potency, so 50% potency. So that means on his first turn, if he is out ahead of the enemies, he will be at Relic 7 without any mods, without any secondaries. He will already be at 146% potency. That is solid, my friends. Even though he will start to take damage, he's still going to get a big boost from that because of all the protection recoveries, because of all the added protection you're going to give him, which means big hits don't lower his protection as much, right? If you got 400,000 protection and you get hit big, you're still going to be at like 80-90% protection. You're going to have to be hit a lot before that starts dropping enough to be really, really impactful. So I think potency is not super critical for him. He's got a lot baked into his kit. He's got a lot baked into his cake, and you can tell from his belly too. Now the last one is crit avoidance. This is cool. There are very few characters who I really think benefit a lot from crit avoidance, but Boss Nass is going to be one of them. See, when you do inflict an enemy with speed down, they are not only going to have speed down, they also are going to have a minus 25% critical chance penalty. Ouch. At Relic 7, he also has 13.5% natural crit avoidance in his kit. Now, we stack on a 6-dot crit avoid mod, we add another 35% crit avoidance. Let's see here, let's do some math. Minus 25 off the enemy, plus 13.5 for you, plus 25. 35, yeah. That means he's going to have essentially a minus 73.5% critical chance when attacked by an enemy with speed down. That's a lot, right? I mean, if your crit chance rate is, say, 80%, that's pretty good. It's not amazing, but let's say it's 80%. That means he's only going to be hit critically. 80% minus 73 is 6.5% chance of critically hitting him. A 6.5% chance? It ain't going to happen. So this is going to make him a lot more durable. And if you couple that with all the protection recovery and bonus protection stats he gains, then yeah, that's going to be righteous. Now, that's going to be a big hit to speed. I get that. So, it's a balancing act, and again, this is subject to change. You might also be saying, yeah, but while your shield generator's there, he's got 500% defense and critical hit immunity. Right, but that shield generator, it's nice, but until we know more about the other team members, I would not count on it being there for the entirety of the battle. If this is anything like what we saw in the movie, the shield generators are going to go offline. Alright, so what is my final modding recommendations? Here is how I have mine modded so far. So you can see on the triangle, the cross, and the circle, I got protection, protection, protection. On the arrow, I have crit avoidance. Offense, defense. On the diamond square, you cannot change those. That's perma. Now, the white dots, the listed dots, that's my recommendations. I think you want to aim for potency secondaries, tenacity secondaries, and you want high speed secondaries. I'm going to aim for about 150 to 160 bonus speed on him. I'm going to see what that looks like. I don't know if I can get there with the crit avoidance, probably not, which means if I do maintain the crit avoidance, I'm going to be pushing like 130 speed, 140, but we'll see, right? Time will tell. I just think that it's a really interesting, thing that CG is enabling you to reduce your enemy's critical chance, and you start off with a critical hit immunity, which suggests to me you don't want him getting critically hit. We'll see what that means going forward. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Please like, hit that sub. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later on the tables. Bye-bye.